morning, everybody. Life is back to normal after the Hurricane Milton. Today is Friday, 7:27 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's start this morning call with a quick disclaimer. I only express my studies. I'm not a financial advisor. Future stocks, cryptocurrency, and options trade involve substantial risks of loss and is not suitable for every investor. The valuation of future stocks, cryptocurrency, and options may fluctuate, and as a result, investors may lose more than their original investment. Folks, I decided to change a little bit about the morning call video and the summary that I have been provided to you guys. So now I decided to give you guys a full overview about the pre-market as I'm showing my screen right now, showing the DEX, JAX, weakness, strength, volatility, summary per volume per open intelligence, and a general summary for the pre-setup in the pre-market, right? And then I will give you guys an overview about everything during the morning call video. But I think this summary give you guys all the information that you guys need during the intraday to take all the decisions, right? Especially for day traders. So economic calendar today is kind of busy, right? Action, we have data that could move the market today. As I have been telling you guys, be careful with bias person. The flow is still supportive for the upside. The flow start to flip, not gamma, not delta. Flow start to flip to be bearish as soon as we start to trade below 5,775, especially if you backtest 5,750, 45, going back to 75, reject. If you see this movement that I just highlighted to you guys, is because the flow will change, and then we will not see 5,800 something. That is what flow suggests us before, up to November 15, right? But this flow could be gone on October 18, OPEX. Let me see if I find again the flow zigzag that I show you guys several times before, and put in the market structure document. Let me use this one. Remember that, let me use this one because this is supposed to be the corrective zigzag. As I put you guys a retract over here, we have a flow that could take us up to 5,825, 5,850. Remember that yesterday I highlighted a possibility to go a little bit higher because they moved the flow up to 5,950. Remember? So those are the levels that we supposed to be go. It's not Fibonacci, not graphic pattern. This is basically in the option book where they will try to bring us up. But remember, also the flow show us that we could not go up to there. As I said, if we start to trade below 5,775, especially if we see a pullback up to 5,745, 50, or even 25, and then I melt up to 5,775 and reject, is because this will be invalidate and the flow trend tends to be flipped, to be bearish, to start this movement. Okay, I'm not guaranteed that you are already top at 5,795, 96. Okay, but as you guys recall, last Friday morning call, not market structure documents that I provided the overview. This document over here, right? This document over here. Let me open. So that was an overview from September 7 up to September 11. Let me open and let me check the summary. So this is already showing in my left side of the screen. Let's go direct to the summary. What I put in the first phrase of the summary. So next week, this week, we could see XPX trading between 5,695. We went a little bit lower, right? Worst case scenario, and 5,795. Magnet is 5,775, but we have flow up to 5,800. I put this clear where the market's supposed to be trading this week. So we could be already top at 5,795. Yes, we could. Depends of the movement from now on. Especially if you start to trade below 5,775, see a corrective, a pullback up to 5,745, 5,750, and worst case scenario 5,725, and then a melt up to 5,775 and reject, the tendency is to top is already in per flow. Okay, per flow. But so far, if you since we have been trading above 75 and the 60 have been holding for the sell pressure, we still have flow to bring us above 5,800, as I just show you guys the zigzag. Okay, anyway, let's close this over here. So all the levels, I already give you guys the summary, right? So my first message was 7:22 a.m. Eastern time, and my last message, regarding the summary of pre-market flow, was 7:26 a.m. Just please review the closed group. So economic agenda today is kind of busy. Could you move the market? We have some Fed speaks, and we have some inflation data as well, especially the PPI. Okay, that tend to move bond yields and consequently the market in general. Okay, so what I post to you guys over here in the market structure document and highlighted yesterday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I said that I'm trying to understand the tomorrow today flow. In my understand, 5,775 is a key level, as I also highlighted and explain why. Closing above, we could go up to 5,800, 5,805. Closing below, we will close in a sell pressure environment and the tendency to going down. So we close at 5,780. I put very clear in the summary. When we close basically in the level that start to show weakness, it's really difficult to define how the movement will be during the intraday. Is because dealers didn't give us a clue at all, right? And especially when you see discrepancy between aftermarket and pre-market in Vega. So Vega yesterday showed us a possibility to see a calm market at the open, volatility being suppressed, and a possibility of Vana be bullish. Suppressing volatility, Vana tended to be bullish by pressure. In another hand, in the pre-market, we are not seeing this, especially if you start to trade below 5,770. So far, VIX is not going anywhere, right? It's not moving. Let me put VIX in the screen. So VIX is not moving because SPX in theory per future is trading inside this range, right? It's trading inside this range, 5,770 Vega support and 5,790, 95 Vega resistance, right? If we close in this range, we could see the top at the open. Not guarantee that we will see a bullish charm. The tendency is not to see a charm at all, right? The tendency is not to see a charm at all, because charm tends to happen only next week, because nearby the OPEX, and after the OPEX, because we start to go to the second half of the month, and usually we have charm up to the end of the month. Okay, so in this week period, basically this Friday, it's starting assets, the tendency is not to see too much charm, right? But of course, at the open, Vega Ivana is always happy. So we are not seeing volatility because it's still inside the range, the Vega range, but look at the difference, the discrepancy between yesterday and today. So this is not giving us a big picture, not a big picture. It's giving us, a power of the doubt, where how the movement will be during the intraday, right? But anyway, as I told you guys in the summer, we could see my SPX trading between 5,750 and 5,800. Reviewing, all the levels. So the magnet is 5,800. Is because where we have DEX and JAX, and tend to be the maximum upside target, the rejection. Per delta exposure, market show weakness below 5,775, right? Per open interest, we need to put up in interest 5,750 is the inflection point of the downside, right? 5,750 is the maximal pain. It tended to be the maximum downside target also. Tend to be the support. Consequently, I put in the closed group. Market could be traded between 5,750 5,800 per volume. Notice that we start to see sell pressure below 5,770. So 5,770 is the inflection point for the downside. If you break down 5,770, the tendency is to backtest 5,750. And then entering the scenario that I just told you guys in the beginning of this morning call. If you go back to 50, if you pull back up to 50, 40 or 25, and then you see a spike up to 5,775 and reject, the tendency is the top is already in, and maybe the flow will start to flip, to be bearish. Flow, not gamma, not delta. Flow is the group of option Greek: gamma, delta, vega, rho, theta. Okay, flow is a group of things. Flow is not orders that you guys have been sent to me. Orders are orders. Flow is a group of things. Is because that my spreadsheet is much more accurate than the tools that you guys hire, Unusual Whales, CBOE, Shadow Flowing, etc. Because they look for orders and they tag order as a flow. Orders are not a flow. Behind the order, especially when we monitor assets, have a bunch of information that you guys don't know. Maybe they are selling calls because they want to sell their assets in their strike or collecting premium. Maybe they are open puts just to hedge, but behind the open puts or open calls, we have a structure behind that usually those tools didn't detect, or maybe detect but they didn't show to you guys, and consequently you guys cannot see what is behind the orders. Buy to open, sell to open, buy to close, sell to close are orders. Those orders are not flow. Flow is a group of options Greek that I already told you guys. Okay? So when you guys send to me orders, I cannot tell you what's behind that, because I don't know. It's just orders. It's just orders. When you ask me, this is bearish, bullish, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just orders. Okay? It's just order. Especially because I don't monitor gamma, delta, theta, rho for those assets. I'm only one person. I'm totally specialized in XPX. Especially because it's cash. It's not asset, it's money. So it's much easy to make interpretations. Okay, so we already covered the discrepancy between Vega. The targets between the SPX could you be trading in a 50 points range today, 5,750 up to 5,800. Per volume, weakness below 5,770. So 5,770 tends to be the inflection point for the downsides. If you break down 5,770, the tendency to backtest 5,750 and buy is supposed to be there. Okay, per volatility, per Vega, basically is volatility, we have a very small trending area between 5,770 and 5,709. Okay, per Delta and JAX, gamma exposure, delta exposure, Magneto is pushing us up to 5,800 and the tendency to see a rejection at 5,800. Okay, we could close above 5,800, of course we could, right? Especially because you have, a negative delta exposure at 5,105 that could be a squeeze setup, especially if people just sold put calls at 5,805 and we go up to there. The tendency to see dealers generate enough gamma because they will be forced to neutralize the delta, and then we could see another spike. So 5,805 will be a squeeze, strike. Okay, so reviewing, Vega shows a tight market, 5,770 up to 5,795. Okay, JAX is pushing us north up to 5,800. 5,800 tends to be the maximum upside target rejection. Below 5,770, right, we start to show weakness. So 5,770 is the inflection point for the downsides. Breaking down per opening tariffs, 5,750 tend to see buyers. We tend to see buyers at 5,750. If you break down 5,750, worst case scenario tend to be 5,740 because we have positive delta exposure. Guys, take care. Pay attention in the levels. Don't go against the flow. Okay, don't never go against the flow. Don't trade with buyers. Don't trade with news. I saw a lot of people just posting news in the open group. Remember, the best thing to do to be a very accurate trade, is to not read newspaper. You guys need to make interpretation what's going on in an economic perspective, in a political perspective through the market. As soon as you guys get such knowledge, you guys will not need a newspaper anymore, because all the information market could you give to you guys, right? Wars, spike in commodities because wars and etc. Back in 2019, I was the only one that told to this group that exists up to now, I told we will see a wars. A lot of people blaming me, including my wife. You crazy, you not see war, you not see war. And why I said that? Because I saw biggest flow ever in my life in RTX. RTX is a defense company. And I said, we will see a war. And if you see a war, we will see a recession. And people call me crazy. I told you people that we will see a lot of banks fail in 2019 before the COVID. And a lot of people teasing me, blaming me, telling me that I was wrong. And you guys have been seeing, a bunch of banks failing, right? Because I extract all the information through the markets. Guys, I'm not bullish regarding economy. I'm not bullish regarding what tends to happen. But so far we need to follow the flow. I cannot have a bearish. I can't have a bearish bias regarding economy, regarding everything. But I cannot use this bias to invest, because so far flow is supportive to bring us up. As soon as you start to trade below 75, backtest 25, 40 or 50 and going back to 75 and reject, then we need to start to be bearish regarding the flow, because flow really wants to flip from uptrend to downtrend. Guys, take care of your day. Enjoy your day. Happy Friday. Enjoy your family. Again, don't go against the flow. Take care.